All right, welcome to the post lotto draw analysis. We got me, John Morrow, and my boy Charlie Cuddy here,
Hello.
breaking down what happened this afternoon.
So we're gonna go first to the Zazu division based on the fact that it's the group of death. Looking at records from last year, the only division that managed a winning record at 26-13. Not only just a winning record, but just pretty much obliterated the field. I mean, we're talking 400 points more than the closest division, sitting at 4,258.48. I mean, this is a big group right here. We're the defending champ.
All three teams made the playoffs last year.
Only group to do so.
Only group.
I mean, we've got a common foe. You know, we got Frank and Chris back at it, same division. Fighting
again.
for it again.
Rivals.
I mean,
this year, for sure.
Things are happening. This is a big deal.
I mean, that division's followed up by the Simba division. This division, it's got Hank and Eli going back at it again this year. Including Patrick. Now, this division doesn't have anything close on the record. They went 18-21 combined last year. The point total, 400 points less at 3,879 points.
But, again, two of their three making the playoffs.
Two playoff teams.
Eli, the only one not included in the playoffs.
Now, let me remind you, last year playoffs, a lot of teams made it with 7-6 records. I mean, I feel like we were real balanced last year. A lot of very, very close to 500 teams making it in the playoffs. Which kind of says anything can happen towards the end. We get 8 teams in, anybody can make it.
We can slide over to the third division here, which was the Mufasa division, which is kind of crazy that this division was third with only one team actually making the playoffs. John being that team. Sam just barely getting nudged out by point differential right down to the end.
Yeah.
Kyle never stood a chance.
Yeah.
Still 3,800 points, about 400 off the lead, but again with a 17-22 overall record. I mean, just terrible.
Sneaking by. And it's the same thing with the Timon and Pumbaa division. We got 2 teams did make the playoffs, which is kind of shocking, but the third and fourth divisions, they got split by 100 points, total points between the 6 of them. Now, I think what hurt them is the new team, Granny Panties, brought their point total down, or they would have been the third best, and the Simba or the Mufasa division would have been probably the fourth best, or fourth one.
Only division was the Mufasa division with only one team in. I mean, it's hard to debate. You look at just the amount of teams that made the playoffs. Sheer fact of that, Mufasa looks like the weakest division.
Point-wise, you don't know.
I'm just not comfortable saying that's the most challenged division. Managers just know what's happening right there. I don't feel comfortable saying that is the worst division right now. I don't know.
It's a good debate between the Timon and Pumbaa and the Mufasa division for being the worst. It's pretty weak out there. But I think it's hand down. The group of death is the Zazu Rafiki League.
Without a doubt. You got Chris in the 5th position, same position he drafted from last year. I mean, he knows how to draft a championship team from this position. I mean, this is, without a doubt, he's comfortable where he's at. It's going to be hard to beat right there.
Is he going to get Peyton Manning again this year?
I don't know. Maybe he breaks his neck. Maybe he's paralyzed. Maybe he doesn't do as well. It's hard to tell.
Maybe he retires before week 1. I mean, you never know with the Manning brothers anymore.
I'm just looking at
We saw Eli last year. What the hell did he do?
I'm just looking. We got a couple new rules going into effect this year.
We do.
With our kickers.
We do.
We've got a couple ideas here with our kickers being able to score some negative points from missed field goals. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Patrick's probably not going to take a kicker third round this year.
You never know with him. His strategy is he keeps that close to his chest.
Kicker's always a questionable one. What else we got?
I mean, from the past 3 years, the only team to make it in the top 3 in multiple years is Chris, and both times he won. There's not much more to say about that. Nobody else has made it in the top 3 at the finishing of the year besides him.
You know, I'm looking at the board, the Frank pick at 4 is really curious to me because he has a way of picking people that are on injured reserve by week 2, and he hasn't picked this high.
Yeah,
he's
2 years ago
in.
he got Jamal Charles, and a week in fractured his knee or spine or something.
He took Peyton Manning the same year he broke his neck.
Second round.
I mean,
out. It was a gamble.
I'm curious to see who he's going to injure this year with the 4th pick. I mean, that's just a risky.
That's worse than the Madden
situation.
curse.
Yeah,
Frank. That's called the Francis of Assisi curse.
Just don't pick anyone from the Chiefs, and we're good to go.
And don't pick Aaron Rodgers. Just please.
I'm just looking at best available. I feel kind of bad with Henry being drawn last, but sitting at that 7 position, that middle of the pack is just, it's a risk. I don't like the 6-7 pick where Henry and I are sitting. I don't love the 8-9 pick of Kyle and John. I feel like we kind of...
Yeah, right there it's debatable. You're missing out on an elite running back, but do you jump on a receiver? Does Jimmy Graham go there? Who knows?
We've thrown together 3, 4, 5 mock drafts, and multiple times I've seen a quarterback go early, which is risky in our league with a 4-point touchdown.
Yeah.
I don't know I can go quarterback with the 6th pick. I feel like it's a stretch. But do I really take a second-round running back that early? I don't know.
I mean, you saw what Peyton Manning did last year, though. He was the MVP of the league.
But who's going to be the Peyton Manning of this year is the question. And you just look here.
Peyton Manning is playing again this year. So it might be him again.
No?
You don't think so?
No. The Chiefs know how to scheme him.
Maybe Cam Newton finally breaks out of his shell, runs for 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. That's better than most running backs out there. Who knows?
I'm just looking at the list. I'm looking down the list, looking at where the picks come. I don't know. The way that the board's spread out, the way that the picks spread out, come draft day, it's just going to be a total crapshoot. I don't know what anyone's going to do. I think we need to review all the new rules, really sit down, and I think about 4 or 5 mock drafts will really get me in position to where I feel like I know what I want to do.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot of mock drafting for sure. I was not prepared for 9. I figured me running the show, I could at least got a top 3 pick.
We tried to fix it the way that we could both get top 3
You
picks.
can't fix these things. You're not allowed to these days. Everyone loses their mind.
Anyway, so happy mock drafting. We'll probably check back in here in a couple days, let you know how we're feeling. A couple mock drafts down, average all the scores, see what's happening, and kind of let you know where we're at. If you guys have any feedback, any information you'd like to get us, you know how to get a hold of us.
Questions, opinions, concerns, anything.
Would love to hear from you. Love to hear from you.
Get at us.
All right.
Good night, boys. Good luck.